back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna make this video real quick for my Dodge people, man. So Dodge has released the 6-pack, man. The 6-pack Charger with the inline 6. Everybody know what I'm talking about because 100,000 videos done came out talking about the car. So people are asking me my thoughts on it. I think it's a good start. I mean, anytime you can get a car with 550 horsepower that's all-wheel drive, that's always a good thing. I think the people who are going to really enjoy this car are the people who like to buy BMW. Who like tuning cars and all that type of stuff. But for the real true muscle car people, I don't think this car is gonna do it for them. I mean, I'm speaking for myself as well. I'm a V8 guy, and somebody said something to me today that, you know, I think they got a serious point. They said, would you rather sound like you're fast or would you rather be fast? Now, that's a pretty good statement, guys. I don't know if this is going to be the thing that puts Dodge back over the top. I doubt it, because most people want the Hemi, even though it may be slower, and a lot of people are saying it's outdated. I had a lot of lifter issues. I've had several Hemis, and not once did I have any issues with my engine. Now, I've destroyed drive shafts, I've destroyed tires, things like that, but never had any transmission issues, never had any engine issues. So this 6-pack has to prove itself to me. I really don't care. I'm really not interested in the car. I think it's a good car to have in the lineup. I think there's an audience for it, is what I'm basically trying to say. So I'm not gonna get on here and completely knock it. Dodge needs cars to sell. Stellantis need products. They need products. They gotta have something that everybody can buy. They need to make money. They can't just have Hemis in every single car. And I know that's what everybody wants, that's what everybody thinks, but that's not gonna work. The cars that sold the most for Dodge were V6 Chargers and Challengers, the V6 Durangos. Those vehicles sold. The Hemis weren't selling until Dodge implemented the power dollars. That's when you were getting $10 for every horsepower. That's when the Hemis, you know, the Hellcats and all those cars started selling. Because at first they were overcharging for them, just like the ones they got sitting on the lots now. They got a lot of cars that are still sitting on the lot, guys. So I always tell people, hey, if you want a Hemi, there's plenty of them to buy right now on the lot. I think they're still overcharging for them, but if you want one, they're out there to purchase. So, like I said, man, I really don't talk about this stuff much now because my channel is kind of going in a total different direction. Because when I had my 300, my 23 last car, 300C with the 6.4 Hemi in it, when I first got the car, a lot of people were watching the channel. And to be honest, I didn't buy that car. Dang, man, they done closed the road. To be honest, I didn't buy that car for YouTube. I bought it because I personally wanted it. You know, YouTube is changing, so buying a car and putting it on YouTube, those days are over.
3 weeks later.
Real quick, because people keep hitting me up, asking me about Dodge. And guys, I've kind of gotten away from even keeping up with that because it's nothing new. It's the same old crap. They keep speculating, they keep making all these posts like they're coming out with all these different cars and they're gonna make. And I know most people about to click all the video because they want to hear all this fantasy stuff, about all this stuff that could be coming and they might do this and this will be in that. That's not what you're about to get on this video. There are people with unrealistic expectations of Dodge. They're talking about they want to put a manual in this, a manual in that. Man, listen, 99% of the public cannot even drive a stick shift. This is not 1990. Like, it's 2025, about to be 2026. Nobody's driving manuals, man. So they're not gonna waste time putting manuals in these cars. Like, y'all gotta start being realistic. If you look around, just look at the cars that are being produced. It's mostly EVs and hybrids. That's what people are buying. It's still us old heads, or it's still us who are still sitting around hoping and wishing that they come out with all these different cars, the 426, the Cuda, everything's a Cuda. Dodge ain't thinking about that stuff, man. They trying to still push these EVs. They coming out with all these super trucks, got everybody got their hopes up, and they're not coming out with none of this stuff. Chrysler, they're dead, haven't heard anything from them. They keep speculating on all these different cars they might come out with. So me, guys, I'm just done with that stuff, man. It's just starting to get unrealistic. And if they do come out with this stuff, guys, it's gonna cost an arm and a leg. The average person will not be able to afford this stuff. If you want a Hemi, there's plenty of them on the lot they're not selling. 2023s that are sitting on the lot, brand new. If you want a Hemi car, go buy one. And for these new body style Hemis to come out, who knows when that's gonna happen? I would say maybe the late 2026, 2027, maybe, but the car's gonna be super expensive. So most of y'all not even gonna be able to afford them, including me. I probably can't afford one. So if I get an itch, I probably just buy me an older one. You feel what I'm trying to say? Buy me an old Hellcat. I like that body style anyway. So if you have a Hemi, just keep it and modify it. Direct connection. You know, they got people, I mean, it's just unreal, man. They just keep saying video after video of all this stuff that could come or might happen. Dodge should do this. Like, it's good for YouTube, and I understand. You know, it's fun, and, you know, it's good to hear, you know, different people's, you know, perspective on all this stuff, guys. But it's just unreal. If you go to any Dodge lot, all you see is a bunch of cars just sitting there.
Bad is Dodge's reputation with engine issues.
How bad is Dodge's reputation? Man, ask anybody who's had to do lifters on one of their 5.7s. They fucking hate them because it's crazy expensive. I will tell you that, you know, every car is going to have their faults, right? Everything's going to have its own thing. But I will say that even the Chrysler dealership down the road from us has a really hard time diagnosing this issue for some reason. But we see a lot where lifters get stuck on these 5.7s in particular, and they start grooving out the camshaft. And as it's grooving out the camshaft, it creates a hard misfire on a particular cylinder. We've seen other shops where they do plugs and do coils and do injectors. They throw the whole kitchen sink at it, and then especially upon acceleration, there's still that hard misfire, and it's typically identified at 1 or 2 cylinders. That's because these lifters get seized, stuck, and damage the camshaft. It is a notorious problem. We have to do camshaft, lifters, that type of work on a 5.7. It happens on a lot of different Chrysler products as well, Jeeps, Dodge, and Chrysler, but it's something where we do that type of job at least once a week here. It is extremely common, and it's extremely costly too.
Customer service is not there. They haven't updated the security systems on these cars. You got people buying 2026 Hellcat Durangos and all these Hellcat Durangos, and they're being stolen.
Somebody's shit dirty. This your shit is on Pearson and 6 Mile. In between Pickford and 6 Mile. Damn.
Because they haven't done anything to protect these cars. But everybody's sitting around telling me we want to put this engine in and put that engine in for it to get stolen. That's all that's going to happen. Or somebody going to track you down, drive home, follow you home to steal it. It's not worth it, man. Like, y'all got to wake up, bro. Like, and I hate to be, you know, I hate to rain on everybody's parade, but it's just starting to get annoying. Especially when I get messages, people say, oh, you ain't a Dodge guy no more. You ain't this, you don't make no videos. I only listen to certain people when it comes, bruh, go ahead. I done moved on. I have a whole different audience for my YouTube channel. And I think a lot of people that were following me when I was doing Dodge content are still following me, but so I don't really care about what Dodge is doing until they come out with something that's affordable. They've upgraded the security systems, and they get with the times. I don't care. You feel me? I do not care. Yeah, they lowered the prices on the Durangos, but okay, it's still the same truck that somebody can steal in less than 4 seconds. They really need to just totally redesign that Charger and put the Hemi in it. They need to make it lighter, so for the people who want to race those cars, they can be able to race them and actually be able to compete. Everybody's sitting around praising Tim Kuniskis like that guy works for them. He's not going to do anything special. He don't care about what people on YouTube are talking about, regardless of how people try to make it seem like they got so much influence on what Tim do. Is nonsense. That guy works for Stellantis. He can get fired at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't coming in to make no changes that Stellantis wasn't already gonna make. So I don't even feed into that nonsense. Figure out what else you can do to make you, to build a fast car And like I said, there's plenty of Hemis out on the lot, guys, that you can buy if you just have to have a Hemi. And you can make it as fast as you want for less money. And to be honest, guys, once I do actually get me another muscle car, I'll probably start a whole new channel. Because this channel is going in a whole different direction. When I was doing Dodge content, nobody's watching that crap. When I had my Chrysler 300, was making videos, it was getting like 1,500 views. If you want to look at it from a YouTube standpoint, I think that era is over. Most of those Hellcat and Dodge channels are dead. And if they are still making videos, they doing so much outrageous stuff. Either YouTube is banning it or they in jail for reckless driving. They got so many tickets that they done lost their driver's license, insurance is through the roof. So that stuff is over, man. And if you own a YouTube channel, at some point you gotta move on or expand your content, or you're gonna get stuck. Everybody's making the same videos. And what, I'm telling you, even now you're starting to see people branch out and do similar videos that I make, because that stuff is dead.